Good morning. As I spoke to you last time that I sent a message in regards to project number 3 in Excel. So here's a short video for Excel project number 3. When you click on this particular file, you can download the instructions file, which is right here. So I have the instructions file available to me. It has about 20 steps. So before I even start this project, I'm going to look at these steps and just to grasp an idea how much time I need to spend. So it seems like this particular project has a lot of new ideas which we need to look into our textbook for Excel, and also probably complete training number 3 before I start this particular project. Trainings are directly tied into our projects as well. Also, I would like to show you the completed spreadsheets. So I would probably take a look, and periodically I'll revisit this this page here just to ensure the numbers shown here match the numbers in my spreadsheet, and the graphs over here match my graph as well. So there are two of these sheets are shown here as a final result of our final Excel project number 3. All right, so what do I do? So first thing is I will open my start file and I'll follow the directions, go to my first spreadsheet. This is what the spreadsheet looks like. And in my spreadsheet, it tells me in step number 1 right here, go to the sheet and remove the panes from the worksheet. Currently, if you look at my spreadsheet, it has these panes added to it. So I'll probably go under view and notice that there's a split option checked. I will uncheck that one. It removes all those panes. All right, I'll move on to step number 2. It says freeze rows 1 to 2. All right, so I'll go to row number 3 right here. I'll stay under view ribbon and I go to freeze and freeze panes. So what it does, if I scroll down now, row number 1 and 2, those are frozen. All right, so that's your step number 2. Step number 3 is change the width of column A to 31. So I'll go to column A. You can click here or anywhere in column. Go to home page, home ribbon, and under format, you can go to column width and change the width to 31 and hit OK. It's going to give you the width of 31 for that step. So that's step number 3. Select range B4 through D4 and use fill handle for E4, G4. So if I go to B4, which is right here, to D4, those 3 cells, and then use the fill handle to add April, May, and June automatically based on the data which was in B through D cells. In step number 5, it says in cell H5, create a column Sparkline based on the data in B5 through G5 and copy the Sparkline in H5 to H6 through H9. Now Sparklines are small graphs, and it wants us to create a graph. So I will go to insert. I'll go to column Sparkline, which is right here. This is a Sparkline section. It's going to ask me for the range. I select the range. Here's my range, which is B4 through G4, and hit OK. It gives you a small graphic view of the data presented in these cells. Then you can use the fill handle for rest of the cells as well. So there you go. So you have the graphical view of the data presented here. So that's your step number 5. Using the format painter, copy the formatting from range G5 through G9 to the other cells. So G5 is through G9 right here. I can use the format painter. See, there's an option here under home ribbon, format painter, and select the range where I would like to have this formatting for those cells as well. So that's your step number 6. Copy the contents of range B4 through G4 to range B12 to G12. So G4 is G4 through G9, B4 through B9. Control C to copy, and scroll down to B12 to G12 and Control V to paste. So I simply copied and pasted the content of B4 through G4 to B12 to G12. Then in step number 8, it says apply the percentage number with 0 decimal places to the range B13 through G13 and the non-adjacent cell B33. So apply the percentage with 0 decimal places, and the range is B13 through G13. So it's referring to this one here, right there. So I can actually do this in multiple ways, but if you would like to stay in the home ribbon, you can select this option here, accounting style, and it should be percentage style, which is one of these options, and then make sure that you have 0 decimal places, decrease decimal, so you will have a data which will look like this one. So that's your step number 8. And then you can also do the same thing for B33 as well. I'll let you do that. Step number 9, select the merge range A15 to A27 and rotate the cell's content to 90 degrees. Alright, it's referring here, this range here, it wants me to rotate it under home ribbon. You can go to this option here. This is called orientation. You can say format cell alignment. Again, you can do it in multiple ways, but this is one way to do it. And you can simply type 90 degrees here. When you type 90 degrees, it's going to rotate the content of that range in this 90 degree format. In the stack column chart, what we need to do is we need to add horizontal axis and vertical axis. So it's referring to this particular graph, and go to under design, go under add chart element, and you can add horizontal axis. It adds the axis here, which you can change. The content needs to be changed, which I'll let you do that. So you will change the contents here, and you do the same thing for the vertical axis as well, which is right there. So, and it will tell you what exactly it should look like. It should be month and sales amount. In step number 11, in the stack column chart, the same chart, it would like me to remove the 0 decimal places and change into accounting style. Again, you can do this in multiple ways, but the fastest way to do is you can double click on this range. When you double click it, this format axis will appear. Scroll down, and the last thing under here is called number. You scroll down again, change that to accounting style, and make the decimal places to 0, and hit outside anywhere. So it's going to change that to accounting style with 0 decimal places, and you can close this view. So that's your step number 11. In step number 12, in the 3D pie chart, change the style of the chart into style 1. I'll let you do that. As soon as you click the 3D pie chart, it's going to open up 2 additional ribbons. Simply select the chart style to style 1. Similarly, we did the data labels for the previous chart. I'll let you do this one as well, but I'll show you where you can find the outside end style. So it's referring to this chart here. Once this chart is selected, these 2 ribbons will appear. Go under design, and you will find, I think it might be here, data labels and outside end. What it does, it shows you the data labels in the outside of the chart of this 3D pie chart. Step number 14. In step number 14, this is normally we apply in our programming languages various if conditions. It says go to B31, create a formula using if, and it actually gives you the formula here, and you can see right here, it tells you exactly what we need to do. So it says if the function, the value in B9 is greater than 40,000, then we should be applying this condition. If the value is not greater than 400,000, then the value should be this. So how do I do this? I will go to B31, scroll down. B31 is right here, and I'll type the formula with equal sign, equal if, and I'll type B9 greater than 400,000, comma, B9 multiplies the asterisk, which is on number 8, 0.025. I'm exactly copying the formula from the instructions. If this condition is true, this will happen. If the condition is false, comma, B9 times 0.015 and parenthesis close. So all we are saying in this formula is if the condition is true, this B9 is greater than 400,000, then commission will be this, 2.5%. If the condition was false, then the commission will be 1.5%. Hit enter and it's going to give you 10,918. You can actually verify that step by scrolling down and checking the value over here, 10,918 in your instruction file. And if you scroll up and let's look at your sheet, it matches the criteria here. Now you can actually apply this if condition for other months as well. There you go, and you can verify the answer again in your instruction file. So that's just step number 14. Step number 15, it says create a formula. Again, it gives you everything we need. It says go to B32, create a formula, multiply the value of B31 with the value of B33, and B33 should be absolute. What absolute means, we want to fix that cell. Fix that cell means if other cell ranges change, do not change the range B33. That's what it means by absolute. And it's referring right here. Use an absolute reference for B33. We want to keep that one fixed. How do I do that? So I will go back here under B32 equal sign B33 times, which is multiplication symbol, dollar sign. This is how you make it absolute. B dollar sign again 33. So it is going to multiply B33. Sorry, it should be B31, not B33. B31, which is this cell here, times B33, but the B33 should be absolute. Hit enter key and you should get the value 9280. And again, you can verify this answer in your instruction file. And once you're satisfied, you can copy this range to other cells as well. So that's your step number 15. In step number 16, it says create a Sparkline for the following range. I'll let you do that because we did the Sparkline earlier for the stack chart. So I'll let you do that. Then in A31 to A32, increase the indent of the cell contents once. It's referring to A31 and A32 right here. It's referring to under home ribbon. This is where you can do the indentation. If you click the cell here, it increases the indentation one time, as you can see right there. All right, so in step number 18, it wants me to apply goal seek, and goal seek is another analytical tool we have in Excel. It's built in. We need to go to B39 and it's asking us, what if we have a value of 60,000 in B39? What will be the value in B36? So let's take a look in our Excel spreadsheet. So here's B39. If the value of B39, which is estimated net commission, it's an analytical way to look at it. How much sales I need to have in order to give $60,000 as net commissions. And there's a percentage symbol also shown here, which indicates this will be the commission rate for those individuals. All right, so I will go under data. Under data, you have what if analysis tool, bunch of tools. One of them is called goal seek. When you click on goal seek, it opens up a dialog box like this one here. So in cell B39, that's the cell I have selected. If the value is 60,000, and what will be the value of B36? Either you can type B36 or you can select on it B36. Hit OK, and it's going to calculate everything for you. It shows if the value, the commission is 60,000. The estimated sales should be $3.5 million or so. And again, you can verify this answer with your instruction file at the end. In B40, it wants me to apply now. B40 is right here. Now is just it's a formula or it's a function. uh,